My name is Katy Winton. I'm from the Tweed Valley and I ride for GT Factory Racing. I ride the GT Carbon Force in a size small. So currently the bike is stock geometry. I have played around with the suspension going to a 160mm fork, but I have reverted back to the stock 170 fork and really enjoying it. So as well as testing suspension, we've also got another few bits to try on the bike because GT are always helping us riders get faster. Last year as a privateer was a slightly different situation. I had a little bit less time because I was doing absolutely everything. However, I was on familiar components, so it didn't take too long to set up. Moving to GT this year has been a complete overhaul and a lot of work. However, I've not been doing it myself. I've had the support of the team. We're here this week in the Tweed Valley to do specific testing, working with Fox as well, so I've got a lot of support around me to make sure this bike is running perfectly. The GT Factory Race team is supported by Fox and Shimano, so we run our bikes kitted out with that, as well as one-up components, ODI grips, Michelin tyres and Stan's wheels. I run alloy wheels because I like the compliancy and I have to make these wheels last the whole weekend, so alloy allows me to potentially ding them and keep racing. I run a Wild Enduro front on the front and the rear. I love my tyres because they're so grippy, which is particularly good when I ride here at home in the Tweed Valley when it's really muddy and stuff all the time. So I don't run any inserts because the Michelin tyres have a super thick sidewall, so for me as a lighter rider, I don't feel like I really need the support of an insert as well. The one thing on my bike that I'm very, very picky about is my brakes. I like my brakes in quite a specific position with a specific brake point, and they're both different, so but when I have it right it's mint, but until I get them quite right it's very if you were to pick up my bike it would be the weirdest thing you'd pick up, but to me it's very specific and it makes a big difference having them in the right place. I know when they're right just through feel, and I have to ride with them as well. I know roughly when I've got my hands on the handlebars, but when I ride with them I know, and then I make a mark on the handlebars so that they do not move. I think the difference from when I first started racing to now and my bike setup is I've just learned a whole lot more. I've also become more precise in what I like. I know exactly what I want from the bike. I know how I want it to feel. But then I've also learned about the ins and outs of how to make it like that. So I feel like I've grown with the sport over the years. So across this season, I tend to keep things fairly similar. Once I've got a setup that I'm happy and confident on, I tend to just stick with it. The trails are changing, but I want my bike to be as predictable as possible. Things couldn't be much different to the last time we were in the Tweed Valley to now when we're heading into this year's round. Having the support of a team, having had the chance to prepare and do everything I possibly can to be in the best position possible to lay down my absolute best is extremely exciting, so I can't wait to be in the Tweed Valley in front of a home crowd. I think to do well in the Tweed Valley you need to be good at cornering and you need to be good at dodging trees and you need to be quite resilient because the weather's changing all the time, the conditions are changing all the time, so you need to be adaptable. My plan of attack is to feed off the energy from the people and just have the best time.